There's 3 deliverability mistakes almost every brand makes, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to avoid them so you can prevent yourself from landing in spam, get more opens, get more eyeballs, and of course, get more sales. Okay, so mistake number 1 is not excluding the bad profiles from your campaigns. So I'm talking about primarily 3 segments. So the bot emailed, bot-like engagement segment, and the bounced segment. Okay, and there's also another one, the 120-day unengaged. Okay, now this applies to about 80% of the brands, but if you're one of those brands that only sends during Black Friday or some special sale, you might want to remove this segment. But for most brands, you need to exclude the 120-day unengaged as well. Now I'm going to show you how to build each one of these segments, but if you want to save half an hour of your time, you can just simply click the first link in the description and we can clone these segments over to your account completely free. But if you want to make it yourself, just go ahead, follow the instructions. So simply going to go to lists and segments, click on create segment. Okay, just call it exclude, bounced, and then over here for the definitions, you're simply going to copy our definitions. So like this, simply pause the screen and copy them. And then the bot segment, the first one, this is going to take quite some time because there's a lot of bot domains that we have to exclude. So just copy these. And then create another segment for bot-like engagement. This one is quite simple. Okay, just pause the screen and copy these definitions. That's it. And then make another segment for 120-day unengaged. So this one is very simple. Just copy the definition and that's it. Once you've made them, make sure they are included in every single campaign that you send. So like this, okay? That's mistake number 1 done. The third mistake is not being consistent with campaigns. And I'm not saying you have to religiously send every week. I'm not saying that. But if you only send in October or November, right, and for the rest of the year, it's total cricket, that's going to be a red flag. So what you want to make sure is that you're sending consistently. So I would say at least the very minimum should be 1 email, 1 campaign every 2 weeks. That's the bare minimum, okay? Because your sender reputation is basically like your credit score, okay? The better your history, the better your chances of getting the credit, or in this case, landing in the primary inbox. Now mistake number 3 is sending emails that are just image based, okay? As you can see, all images, even though it looks like text, it's actually an image, but having no text whatsoever. What we like to do is we stick with image-based emails. Like, we love image-based emails, we have full control over the design and stuff, but we can add a lot of text to the footer to basically counteract the image to text ratio. So what we like to do is have a lot of footer text, and basically by adding this text in your footer, it's going to artificially increase the text to image ratio. And you don't need to get into the details, but it's basically a red flag if your image to text ratio is too low. So if you're sending an email that only has images, it's a red flag. I'm not saying it's going to definitely land in the spam folder, but it's a red flag because in the olden days, scammers used to send like promotional messages, scamming people, and the text used to be embedded in images instead of actual text, because if it was in text blocks, it would have been captured by the spam filters. So that's why just make sure you've got a good image to text ratio. And the best thing to do, right, to keep the full control over your design, but also have a lot of text, is to simply stick with image-based emails. So design and write the content of the email in Canva or Figma, and just simply have this footer text at the bottom, okay? So on the screen you can see 3 paragraphs, but it's actually a lot more than this because the middle line, we'll replace it with a lot of text from the about us. So you're just simply gonna take this text. I'm going to add it inside of the description below, so you can simply copy and paste it. You're going to go to your About Us page. Let's get a first paragraph. Okay. And just replace it. Head over to the spam checker, add the text, and replace it with your About Us. And now we are simply going to fill in the placeholders. So over here, add your email address and just change each word, or you can just simply remove it. You can just simply remove the words or replace them slightly. That's it, that's just a placeholder. And just make sure that the score is good. Like this is not part of the email, but once this is off, that's going to be a great score. Okay, that's just a placeholder. Add in your brand name over here. You want to copy this and add it inside of the footer of every single email. So the way you're going to add it in is very simple. At the end of your email, you're simply going to add a text block. Okay, so just double click on the text over here and paste your text like this. Okay, just make it gray. That's visible, but not too much. Let's do a bit less. Text color. Let's do this. Okay, this is good. And you want to change the font size to 8. Actually, before you do that, just make sure you filled in the placeholders. So here, just add the sender email address. So whatever email address they're receiving the campaign from. And down here, just replace brand name with your brand name, of course. And just select all of this, do font size 8. And that's it. You want to have this text in every single campaign and every single flow email that has a lot of images. That's it.